Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I do any give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, and also great millstone for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessings to the whole collective of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the from the Hebrew. Ba'Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the Miyad Son. Back in the lesson, as you entitled, we're going to be going to these unrighteous decrees. Please back to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Which I came across the video, and you see in the background says our mask mandates making a comeback as cases rise. And this is what we have been saying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, that these lockdowns, that these restriction mandates weren't going anywhere. As a matter of fact, that they were coming back. People mock, people scoff, people call this crazy. And well, what do you know? And they're seeing a similar situation over there in China to that of the the 19. And you're also seeing this bird FLU situation continuing to rise. So, hey, a lot of things are happening, man. And that may lead to these restrictions, these mandates being implemented. Once again, these lockdowns being put back into place. Juice, those concoctions Esau cooked up within these labs, maybe pushed out also. These are the type of times we're coming into. This devil's getting ready to crack down, which you also in Revelations 12 and 12, but don't want to start into too long. Let's play this video, just go into the situation and get a couple of scripts at hand. Those are the lessons will be edifying at this point, so let's dive right into it.
Treatments are coming back in many parts of the U.S. due to concerns over a so-called quademic. Experts say a combination of flu, COVID, RSV, and neurovirus after the holidays is causing a sharp increase in
Hey, plagues and pestilences from the Lord.
Hospitalizations in cities such as Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago.
Obviously Esau has his hand in most of these situations, but either way, it's still through the spin power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai.
More people getting sick after the holidays isn't new. It's happening as less people get vaccinated overall, and that's due.
So now they're going to be pushing, promoting the juice even more also, which we're also to stay away from. We're going to spin power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai to stay far away from that. But that's also pretty much conditioning you, preparing you for that MOTB. Just going back to year 2020, dealing with those restrictions and mandates that were in place that if you didn't have the juice, you couldn't do certain things. Very soon, the juice is going to be, that MOTB, that charagma that you need to have. Also pretty much the juice along with it, that they're going to be pushing. But you're going to need to have that charagma, that C-up to go to show that you pretty much having proof of verification that you've taken it. That you have it, whatever the case may be. Just like you had back in 2020 dealing with those green passes. To be able to travel, to board a plane, you need to show that you have been, tested and stuff, But you want
To what some call a COVID hangover. Limited exposure and hygiene are key to preventing illness, and while more hospital mandates are returning, masking in public places largely remains a personal choice.
But there you go. So these comments are saying, but people are downplaying the situation because ultimately they're afraid, they're scared. But let's get a couple of these scriptures that came to mind. First one was Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, and it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed." And you're going to those draconian like laws that they're going to implement and push out. And when you go into that word draconian, it goes into the word strict, severe. Let's get that word draconian. It says excessively harsh, severe, strict, extreme, drastic, brutal, cruel. And that's what you're getting ready to see. And what's in 2020 was just a trial run, an example for what these devils are really, getting ready to do. They have been alluding to something bigger and something worse than what took place back in 2020. So this bird FOU could be the next big one that they have been alluding to, talking about for these past couple of years. But you've been seeing these, going back to the year 2024, that whole year you've been seeing pretty much the rise and the build-up for, the bird FOU. And like I brought that point earlier, seeing a situation rising over there in China, something similar to that, the 19 over there. So, yeah, a lot of things are happening, man. But let's go back to this read one more time. And I said, woe unto them that decree and righteous decrees, and that right grieves in which they have prescribed, going to these lockdowns, curfews, and what is done with these unrighteous decrees. The juice mandates, mask mandates, as we played within that video, how that, could be coming back. And we've been telling you this, man. But 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, because we also see where this is leading to. The Satan should get advantage of us, for we are ignorant of his devices. Because you're seeing the mandates, you're seeing the restrictions in place, you're seeing really the steps that are being taken. Because it's also lead to the MOTB being implemented, being pushed out, where you're not have to, carry your wallet or cash, and you don't have to touch things anymore. You can just scan by the way of your hand. But you can also see via these different apps that they have made, like Amazon One, where you're able to pay and buy things just by the way of the palm of your hand. So you also see how they're slowly conditioning and preparing people for this beast system. And what's in the year 2020, done with the juice, and that was an example of what these devils, are getting ready to do, a trial run. Just how you saw what's in those restrictions back then, those mandates that were in place, how people were fined in jail for not having, that juice, or even wearing the masks. So an example of what's to come. The Lord's will, tie his points to give the best of my ability. In 2 Ezra 15 through 17. It says, for the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their act shall stand in their power. And also that word sedition goes to riot/rebellion. And it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another shall not regard their kings nor princes. Now who are those kings and princes? The people in power, the people in authority. And the course of actual stand, the power main point, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into his city and shall not be able. As we're in Isaiah 10:1, go into those unrighteous decrees. I believe they even had checkpoints at one point when the 19 was, kicking about. I believe it was around Thanksgiving over in New York. They had a checkpoint to where if you wanted to enter or, leave, you show pretty much proof of verification that you've taken that juice. What's an example of what's to come? In Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that do in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is coming out unto you, having great wrath, because no he has but a short time. So that's why you see this devil rushing to implement his plans and put in action as fast as possible. And it's why you especially see these devils getting sloppy, are now being exposed for certain things that they have done and are doing now, and are not able to get away with certain things as they once used to. But going back to that main point, they're coming down with that great wrath. Because really these devils want total control. Because with this, now they're able to put certain things, behind, for lack of better words, a paywall. But instead of, you need the money, you need to have that juice. You need to have that MOTB. Going back to year 2020 once again, it's like that sound like a broken record. But you saw how many people were complaining, because you saw those lockdowns were in place. People were wanting to go out and party and do things that they once used to do. But, that came at a price. You needed to have a certain something in order to go out and live a so-called normal life. Just how you're going to need to have this MOTB to live a so-called normal life, So, as you've seen with these situations that are rising, what's dealing with the bird FLU, the situation over there in China, so it could lead to them, pushing you another concoction, another juice, but what's also leading up to that MOTB. Now, let's jump to Isaiah 62. Now it says, I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, and the Lord set up watchmen. And who are those watchmen? The prophets, to warn you of these coming times. We have been telling you, through the probably Albert done with the apostles and also on down, that these lockdowns, that weren't going anywhere. These mandates, these restrictions, and that they're all coming back. People thought it was just a one-time thing, but hey, Going into the year 2020, that was nothing but a trial run, man. Now they ironed out the kinks. And I said, watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold the peace day nor night. So if constant edification, constant warnings being sent out day in and day out. And brothers across the four corners of the earth teaching this word. You that may mention the Lord, keep my silence, and give him the rest he established to make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. But going back to that main point, the Lord said, watchmen, prophets among you to warn you of these coming times. You have many people not taking heed to these warnings, not giving ear. But this Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. And it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but essentially speaking, not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely come. It will not tarry, meaning it will not delay. And with that vision speak of the prophecies, the signs, and we're in those appointed times as written and spoken within the scriptures. And we're near the end of this place. Now I shut it down book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and 33. Now it says, and when this come to pass, the Lord will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. And once you see these things beginning to play out, especially dealing with the MOTB, you're going to have people lining up to take that thing. And when that does happen, you know that, hey, you have been warned. That prophets have been among you, especially when all hell is breaking loose. People are still not going to, give ear unto this word, this truth, even when the MOTB is, implemented and pushed out. That's why you get in Matthew 24 and, I'll be around the 38th verse, if not 39, and knew not till the flood came and took them all away. Jackson didn't realize far too late, that they were warned. The prophets were correct, the prophets were right. That's why you're going to have many people come to the last days trying to seek out the Lord. It's going to be far too late for that. But that's the point right there. I want to make a quick lesson, go into that situation right there where those mandates, could be coming back, and how this, bird thing situation, could lead up to that. We have to see. That could be the next big one that they have been alluding to, for a good while now. We have to see. But I do close out and give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.